Good morning, big man. I hope you got some sleep. Actually, I hope you kind of didn't get some sleep because I want you to sleep on the plane. You're flying to Ohio today. Yep. More people walker stuff. Stranger without the danger. I don't know if this is art or if it's a crime scene or what. So the plan today is we're up early, we're taking Joff for his morning walk, and then we're gonna head out to, well, I'm gonna do a little bit of a vlog, hit the post office, because I just hate having things sitting around that need to be mailed. I wanna try and get all those out, and then pack our bags and try and hop on the 12:15 flyaway shuttle to LAX. And if you've ever traveled with a dog, you know it is important for them to get a big walk in before a flight. Last time on our layover, we were walking to our connection and he just stopped and dropped one right on the ground. I had to stop and clean it up. So we got lucky. We had 3 options of flights, and the one I chose was giving us a layover in Las Vegas because I figured it's only like an hour flight. If we can do shorter flights like that, it's easier, because last time I think we flew halfway, like to Texas or something, and then had a layover, and that's, you know, it's just more difficult when you have that, because that's when he has to go to the bathroom more. So I figured if we can get a quick layover like right away and then be in the air most of the time, we should be all good. So what I'm gonna vlog today is, well, now it's a Bed Bath & Beyond, but I'm gonna tell you what it used to be. We've pretty much vlogged everything around it, so this was the only hole in that block we hadn't hit. All right, big man, I got the bath water running. You're getting a bath. You ready for this? He actually likes it. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, dude, you're pretty much done. We got you all soaked up. We're gonna rinse you off and you're all out of there. There we go, Jaw, you're all done. So usually once he gets a bath, he runs around the apartment like a madman trying to dry himself off. So who knows, we'll see if he does it. So we're gonna hit the post office first, mail all this stuff out, and then we'll look at some vlog stuff after. Take a look up there at the mural. They're putting it on right now, so you can see them painting it. They changed the art on that electrical box. I think that's the one that was the misspelled Elizabeth Taylor. Oh, they're putting up new traffic lights, so they got the guy out here. Is this like They Live subliminal message? And that one? Alright, let's do this. Alright, we're done. I actually walked right up to a window. They did it all for me in like 5-6 minutes, and everything is on its way to you. So here's the Bed Bath & Beyond, and it's actually right next to it. I was wrong, because you can still see some of the facade. So what we're going to talk about today was called the TAV Celebrity Theater, that used to be located right here. Now, they did build apartments on top of it, but that is the original facade. All of this still matches up right here. And now, if you can imagine, take yourself back to the 1930s, and there was no television, it was all radio. So this was built to be a radio studio. Well, actually, it was originally a bowling alley that they turned into basically a radio theater. Now, if you go 1 block up where the Montalban is, right here, that was Lux Radio. Right across the street was the Brown Derby. Where we're standing now would have been, at that time, Paramount would have closed in the late 20s, and they would have built NBC Radio right here. So, I mean, this was a pretty booming place for what they called Radio Row. And this theater in particular was pretty well known because it used to have Tom Brenneman's name draped right across the front of it here. Now, we originally went to the Hollywood Sardies, and that's where his show originated, the Breakfast in Hollywood, but then he moved it over here, and that became one of the top radio shows of the day. Now, it actually stood here as an operating, eventually, television studio until the 1990s. And this is actually where Jeopardy used to film. The Merv Griffin show would film here until they shut it down and they moved. The Dating Game, Hollywood Squares, things like that. And it's pretty sad that now it's basically part Bed Bath & Beyond over here, like right there. And then this is like the entryway to the apartment complex. Now they used to have a Schwab's right here, like probably 5 to 10 years ago that didn't last, which was unfortunate because I used to go there and the food was pretty good. So yeah, there was all kinds of memorable moments here if you ever watched any of those old game shows, just to think that that would have all taken place here. Now there was one other thing, and one really famous man who also had a radio show here as well. That's right, a man named Frank Sinatra had a radio show out of there called the Lucky Strike Hit Parade. Now let's go over and take a closer look, because there is actually an upstairs, and someone else made a memorable movement from that upstairs. Actually a famous composer. Now there's that old facade, and right on the second floor from 1949 to 1956, composer Irving Berlin had an office up there. And there's a pretty good picture of what it used to look like. So if you match up the old photos, you can see this old facade right here. Still matches up. That big column over there on the left right here, that's still there. All right, we're going home and packing up some bags. They've looked better. Well, we won't be seeing these for a while. All right, I think we're pretty much ready. I normally don't take a suitcase, but normally I travel alone, so I decided to put his food and all that stuff in there, and that way that would give me a little room. If my mom wants to send anything back with me, she can. And that also lightens my backpack a little bit, so we're about ready to take off. Had enough time to get a workout and a shower in. All right, here we go. All right, we are all checked in. We are ready to do this. Oh, look, they have a Castle's hamburgers. Looks awesome. I've had the real one over there on 6th Street. So they're setting up to film something here now. Well, here we go. All right, I guess here goes nothing. All right, the short flight is about to take off, and then we have one more flight after that. That'll be the one, that's the hard one. Every single flight, he ends up on somebody else's lap but mine. Well, we're about to land in Vegas. Man, what a lot of turbulence this was. All right, first leg done. Back in the land of having slot machines in the airports. And there is our next flight. That will take us to Columbus, and we will arrive a little after midnight. All right, we got about an hour layover. I got myself a strawberries wild Jamba Juice. He got himself water, and we should be taking off here very shortly. All right, we're lining up. Time to head to Columbus. You ready to head to Columbus too? All right, we're rolling out of here. To land, and he's pretty excited. All right, Columbus. All right, now we just got to find our bag and we can get our rental car and get out of here. As soon as he got off the plane, that tail was going crazy. He was done. He was ready to be off. Rental car company doesn't have an associate working there, so we have to wait for the person working over here to come over and help us over here. Nonsense. So I gotta include this. Whenever there's anything that goes down, I gotta include it for anybody that might be a customer. If you come to Columbus Airport and you try and get a rental car after midnight, most of those companies are only run by one associate for all of them. So you're not gonna be able to get your car in any kind of timely manner. And I am paying 3 times as much for a rental car for a week as I do, or as I have in Los Angeles. They hit me for $100 in fees and $250 to rent the car. In Los Angeles, you can rent an entire week's worth of driving for $137. So I'm glad I don't live here, and I'm glad that I do not have to deal with this very often. All right, looks like we have a brand new Jeep Cherokee for the next week. We are definitely paying for it, that's for sure. All right, we have an hour-and-a-half drive, and we will finally get to call it a night. 3:07 a.m. we finally got here. All right, gang, we made it to my grandpa's house, and we are gonna call it a night. Come back and see us tomorrow and see, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Thank you, Robin Cobb, for becoming my newest Patreon, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.